Kanye West is without a doubt the most influential musician of the previous few decades. Through his Yeezy brand, he has also expanded his humanitarian activities and built a fashion empire. With this, we all have the question running in our mind, how much is Kanye West actually worth? Find out in this video. But before that, don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell button to be notified whenever we publish a new video. Who is Kanye West? Kanye West is an American producer, rapper, fashion designer, and entrepreneur. Kanye became a massive star after the release of his 2004 album, The College Dropout. He has garnered 21 Grammy nominations and has won 21 of them, making him one of the world's most successful and award-winning performers. He has moved his attention from music to business in recent years. Because of his Yeezy-Adidas relationship, Kanye has accumulated a sizable fortune. He has a yearly income of at least $100 million from his numerous ventures. Royalties and other profits connected to his Yeezy brand and Adidas collaboration account for the bulk of his earnings. A millionaire with debt to a billionaire. However, after pouring money into his fashion brand Yeezy, Kanye West was drowning in debt in 2015. On Twitter, he exposed his financial difficulties, followed by a request for Mark Zuckerberg to invest $1 billion in the rapper's ideas. While Mark Zuckerberg never accepted his invitation, he has made a successful career on his own. According to a document by Bloomberg, Bank of America Corp valued the shoe side of the company alone at up to $3 billion last 2019. That was before the COVID-19 epidemic wreaked havoc on the fashion world. But West, the only owner of the company, seems unfazed. He now wants to expand the Yeezy brand into other areas like architecture, hotels, and urban design. He refers to it as humanity's next frontier of living. Net worth $6.6 billion. Kanye's net worth has allegedly risen to $6.6 billion, making him the richest black person in America. However, the amount has generated some dispute. According to a Bloomberg article, most of West's riches are based on the rising worth of his Yeezy fashion brand, which has an established agreement with the German sportswear giant Adidas and an eagerly anticipated collection with normcore staple Gap. Yeezy, a favorite of sneaker collectors and the fashion press, is now valued at $3.2 billion to $4.7 billion, thanks to a partnership with German sportswear giant Adidas. The Yeezy Gap partnership is believed to be valued at more than $970 million, with a collection set to debut later this summer. The remainder of the rapper's fortune comes from a $1.7 billion stake with Kim Kardashian's Skims shapewear brand, as well as $122 million in cash and shares and $110 million from his music collection. West has eclipsed Vista Equity Partners founder Robert Smith, Worldwide Technologies' David Stewart, Oprah Winfrey, and Michael Jordan to become America's richest black person, with a net worth of $6.6 billion. However, the bank made a variety of assumptions based on expected future revenues, especially for Yeezy Gap, which is yet to launch. This type of bank document is well known for depicting best-case scenario future values. The net worth breakdown. That's up from $1.3 billion in May, when Forbes assessed his net worth to be $1.3 billion, but still well short of the reported $6.6 billion. With this, Robert F. Smith of Vista Equity is still the richest black person in the United States, valued at $6 billion. At the same time, Aliko Dangote of Nigeria is the richest black person globally at $11.8 billion. The exaggerated figure is the latest attempt by West to boost his net worth. In the past, he has claimed that Forbes was deliberately ignoring him. In reality, it's not about them. Bloomberg cites a UBS analysis on his firms, which Forbes published. The bank made several assumptions based on expected future revenues, especially from Yeezy Gap, which is yet to launch. This type of bank document is well known for depicting best-case scenario future values. Forbes' figure is considerably more realistic, as it is based on existing sales rather than hypothetical future predictions. Yeezy Gap has not generated any income, much alone profits. Who knows how famous the line will be? Another hip-hop celebrity may design the next popular sneaker in a year or two, and Yeezys will be obsolete. The same can be said for West's e-commerce business, Yeezy Supply. He has big ambitions to become a fashion destination. Right now, it only promotes his shoes. Yeezy sneakers, on the other hand, are flying off the shelves. Last year, the company's revenue has increased by 30%. The 450 in Cloud White, the brand's most recent limited release, sold out in just a minute. Analysts agreed that there is still room for development in the firm, and if this happens, his net worth will continue to rise. But even that isn't guaranteed, so for the time being, we'll stick with the 2020 figures. Forbes added a multiple to the most recent year's licensing revenues to account for the fact that this is a continuing revenue stream, and they handle West the same way we treat everyone else with similar royalty-based companies. They regard Donald Trump's licensing companies and Jay-Z's music library in the same way. West's excessively optimistic attitude to his net worth is similar to Donald Trump's, who insists on including the value of his name in every net worth assessment. Trump, whose brand is worth $2.5 billion, claims inherent value dependent of earnings. West and his team are making a similar case for companies that use the Yeezy moniker. And here's the complete breakdown and specifications on how Forbes calculated his net worth. Yeezy, $1.5 billion. West's shoe business, which has a 10-year manufacturing contract with Adidas, grew to $1.7 billion in revenue, up from $1.3 billion in 2019. West earned $191 million in royalties last year as a result of this. It's a remarkable rise. While UBS estimates that the brand would generate over $3 billion in sales by 2026 and evaluated it appropriately, we chose 2020 figures. In 2020, the operating income of Yeezy, which is 100% owned by West, was $214 million. Forbes estimates that the Yeezy business with Adidas is worth $1.5 billion, or $250 million more than based on a 9x multiple and a 20% private company discount. Cash and other assets, $160 million. Thanks to the millions he's made through Yeezy and his songs, West has amassed a sizable fortune, including mansions and toys. He owns real estate worth more than $100 million, including ranches in Wyoming and houses in the Los Angeles region. There's also $9.3 million worth of artwork, $7.6 million worth of jewels, $5 million worth of automobiles, $3.4 million worth of furniture, and $1 million worth of animals, according to a balance sheet given over by his staff. Along the process, he's piled up a sizable debt, $56 million. Forbes was unable to locate every horse, chair, and jewelry, therefore he reduced the figures supplied. The website Yeezy Supply, which West's crew believes is worth $1.5 billion, was also left out of Forbes' calculations. Forbes calculates its worth based on royalties from Yeezy sneaker sales made through the site as part of the Adidas partnership. Music catalog, $90 million. While he makes most of his money as a fashion tycoon, West began his career as one of the world's most successful rappers, and his collection of songs continues to bring in millions of dollars in royalties every year. He could earn in on that royalty stream just like Yeezy, as performers like Shakira to Bob Dylan have done in the previous year. Skims, $64 million. Although West and Kardashian's marriage is over, they still have business links. West owns a minor share in his ex's shapewear and loungewear firm Skims, which has increased popularity since the COVID-19 outbreak. Yeezy and Gap, $0. While West's team claims that the Yeezy Gap agreement is worth $1.5 billion, and a Bloomberg report claims that it may be worth up to $970 million, Forbes isn't putting a price tag on it until the goods start to sell. Gap's shares soared when the merger was announced, and CEO Sonia Singhal spoke of the deal's huge potential in an earnings call earlier this month. However, the line has failed to sell a single piece of apparel. Surprised with how much Kanye West is actually worth? What are your reactions to this video? And what do you think about this artist's accomplishments? Feel free to comment down your thoughts and feedback below. And before leaving, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell button for notifications on our future content. With that being said, see you in the next one.